Hey, hello, and welcome back. I am Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity, and this is another episode of Success Without Sacrifice. And today we are talking about purpose. And the reason that we are talking about purpose is because it is such a critical element in leadership. And I'm going to make the case for why, especially as a woman in business or someone who aspires to be in leadership. Having a sense of purpose is something that really gives you a competitive advantage. So today we're going to be talking about what it is, we're going to be talking about what it isn't, and we're going to be giving you some strategies about how you can discover your own purpose. So stay tuned. All right. So why purpose? Purpose is one of those big words, and it just kinds of, it trips us up. It seems like it needs to be something huge and for many unattainable. I know it tripped me up for a time. But the thing is, without purpose, we are adrift. We take and we put our time and our energy into many things instead of the right things, especially the right things for us. We can chase everything looking for happiness, looking for fulfillment, when actually the answer is already there, waiting to be uncovered inside of us. But, why is it that you needed to lead? Why make the case for purpose with leadership? So let me ask you, have you ever witnessed someone who has been promoted and then they became someone else? They turned into someone else, and not in a good way, okay? Leadership, when you are called to lead other people, it amplifies who you are and what it is that you stand for. And if you're not certain what that is, then it can be a big problem. It can be a big problem for you, a big problem for the people that you lead, and very possibly your organization as well. So, you might, for example, step into a role that you think might be a fit for you, but actually it's not, because it compromises the things that are important to you, like your health or your family or your relationships. All of a sudden it's sucking the energy out of everything else, and you're just so focused on career. Maybe you think you need to conduct yourself in a certain way that really isn't aligned with who you are. And it's not supportive of you or supportive of the people that you are there to serve, your team. And it undermines your leadership because you're losing that connection, engagement, and loyalty from the people that you work with. It might be that being someone that you're not, showing up in a certain way that isn't really you is not sustainable. It depletes you. And in the long term, as it depletes you, as it impacts you, it can also impact your credibility and your visibility within the organization. So leading with purpose means that you understand who you are. You've taken the time. Time is a big piece here to discover who you are and what supports you in being this person, as well as what sabotages you in being this person or undermines it. So, you know what it is that you bring to the table. You're clear on what you do and why you do it. Your purpose, and purpose in general, is your reason for existence. It's why you do what you do as a result of who you are meant to be. And the thing is that in Western society, we have it backwards. All right. We grow up thinking about all the things that we would like to do to have the lifestyle that we want to have. And, the cool things that we would like to acquire as a result. And so maybe you've dreamt, or maybe you still dream, right, of the cars, the houses, the vacations, the jewelry, or in my case, handbags, the things that you would like to have. And we're trained then to seek out what is going to bring us that. So the things that we want to have are driving us. And the thing is that at some point, it just doesn't work anymore. So look at last year. And really, everything that everybody went through, it caused them to reevaluate the things that they thought were important, the things that they really wanted to have, and kind of, meaning for me as a person. the meaning behind what it is that I do, the meaning behind what I give my time and my money and my resources towards, the meaning behind what is important to me, even outside of career, social events and philanthropy, so that, that meaning became all the more apparent. And how this ties into your leadership is that your strong foundation, when you are clear on what it is that drives you, who you are as a person, especially who you show up as authentically, and then put that into your leadership, the things that you have passion around, that drives the choices that you make. It's what you lean into and what you lean away from. It's what you say yes to and it's what you say no thanks to. And that is what purpose can do for you. So instead of chasing the things and then getting to the point of, well, that's not really giving me joy anymore. Who am I meant to be? Start with the be. Who are you meant to be? What is your purpose? And that will allow the things that you are meant to do so much more easier to see. The things that you're meant to have as a result become so much more effortless when you start with that authentic question of, who am I meant to be? What is my purpose? So whether you are a woman in leadership or someone who aspires to be, building this foundation is important. So how can this happen? How do you determine purpose? And let me just say, for me at least, it's not a one and done session. Like, okay, I'm going to sit down with a journal and I'm going to figure this out in the next 30 minutes. It doesn't happen that way. For me at least, and what I do with my clients is it's a process. So today I'd love to start the process with you, because the questions that you ask and the answers that you get lead to more questions. And the deeper you go with the questions and the answers, the closer you get. And the more you start to find about, I'm put on this planet for a reason, and I am doing the work I'm doing for a reason. And how do those two tie together? So some of the questions that I would leave you with, I'm going to give you some questions, and then I'm going to give you an exercise to dive into. Here are some things that you can explore. What are your standards? What are the things that you stand for? And what are the things that you maybe stand against? Do you know? So paying attention to that. What are the things that you truly value? What is important to you? Conversely, what are the things that you don't like and you don't value? And what has meaning to you? What is meaningful to you? Considering all areas of your life. What is meaningful to you? When you start answering these questions, you start getting to the core of what's important to you and start leading yourself towards your purpose. I know that when I wanted to find out my purpose, I asked my mentor, Dr. Matt James. I said, what is my purpose? How can I figure out my purpose? And he just looked at me and he kind of chuckled and he said, Debbie, you are way overcomplicating this. Your purpose doesn't have to be this big, audacious, huge thing. It can be simple. And as a matter of fact, keeping it simple is going to lead you more towards your purpose than anything else. And so when I relaxed and I allowed myself to ease into that, my purpose simply is to support people like you. It's to support women in leadership and aspiring leaders, to really help them get clarity and focus on what is important to them so that they can make really good decisions around their career, around their leadership track, and how it impacts their life. So it's simple. How I do it is different, but what it is very simple. So keep that in mind. And here's the exercise that I would like you to do. If you took away all of your titles, you took away mom, sister, daughter, if you took away executive secretary, financial advisor, insurance agent, if you took away, chair of the nonprofit board, if, you took away treasurer on a public board, if you took away every single title that surrounded your life and you listed out 5 things that were you, what would you come up with? Because these will lead to your purpose. And I want to ask you a favor. When you go through this exercise and you come up with your answers, leave one of them below. And here's the reason why. Because what you share can inspire another, and it can have this ripple effect for other women who want to move into leadership, or maybe want to find their way a little more clearly in their leadership journey. So share an answer below. And of course, if you know a woman just like you who needs to hear this, who could really benefit from hearing this, I would love it if you would like, share, subscribe, and enjoy the journey with me. So here is wishing you all of the clarity that you deserve. And I look forward to seeing you next week for another episode of Success Without Sacrifice. Have a really great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.